Let's go ahead and check. First thing we do, open Google Chrome. That's going to bring us to the home page, which is forexfactory.com/calendar. First thing we do is check news. So today is Thursday, July 17th. We have one more news event for the week, and that is at 8:30. Like I say every day, we do not look at news to figure out what direction we're going to trade in the markets or give us a reason whether we're going to trade in the markets. We look at news to figure out what time liquidity is going to be in the markets, whether markets are going to move faster, more volatile, more erratic. So we do have news at 8:30. That's something to watch out for. Just like the last 2 days where we had news at 8:30, because we do trade at 8 a.m., the news at 8:30 is gonna cause price probably not to move um in our favor or against our favor. So usually our trades are done in like 20 minutes, less than an hour, usually around 20 minutes. Um and if we do have news at 8:30, usually trades will linger on until like 8:30 for us to either get triggered or for our partial profits to be triggered. So that is why I look at news. So since we have news at 8:30, we can expect markets to not really move that much and wait till 8:30 to actually make a move. But nonetheless, we're gonna be here to trade. So next, I'm gonna open my Forge CPS, which is my virtual private server or my computer that's on the cloud, that hosts my MT5 terminal with my trading program, um, my automatic trading algorithm. So this is my FTMO account. So I'm taking a 200,000 FTMO challenge where I'm gonna take $200,000 and bring it up to 220,000. Once I pass the challenge, I get to the verification phase where I take the 200, where they reset the account back to 200,000, and I can take it to 210,000. Now, if I look at my trade history right here, we we have been experiencing some hiccups, but that's to be expected. The program is not perfect. There are some errors in it, and then not only errors in the program, but through FTMO, I noticed some errors as well that's not corresponding with what I tested the strategy to work on, and I'm gonna explain it shortly. So as you can see, we brought the account up to 217,000 around right here. And this is where all the bad stuff started happening. So the first thing that occurred was we did have a weird week where the first Friday of every month is NFP, which is the most volatile news day at 8:30. And what happened with that trade was that we had a big loss where markets moved super volatile, and the broker, which is FTMO, couldn't figure out where to place my trade. So instead of taking a winning trade, it triggered a losing trade, and instead of it triggered the opposite trade, which ended up being a losing trade. And then not only did it end up being a losing trade, it ended up being a 3x losing trade. So instead of losing around 3,000, how much probably when I $4,000, I lost 8,000 with $9,000 technically. And that's this trade right here. And then we ended up having different errors. Like now the spreads are a little bit bigger. I don't know if FTMO figured out how I'm trading and how the algorithm works, but and now I'm noticing problems that different brokers. So I have a test account right here. So let me show you it. So this is a different account where I put $100. I was trying to scale up $100 or make a lot of money off that $100, just to show you that the program could work on both. But it was also a test where there's two different brokers. Think of a broker as a bank, and the banks give you different prices or different interest rates, whatever you want to call it. So the blueberry markets, which is the one that doesn't, which has the $100, was executing the trades, but the TMO wasn't executing the trades, meaning I'm getting two different live prices. And that's what I noticed. The errors started to begin. Once my account almost reached that $20,000 limit, now I'm having all of these problems. Not a problem. I'm currently disputing the problems now. we have 2 minutes until 8 a.m. where the program's gonna automatically trade, and I just want to explain this some more. Then, what you call it, we did have a decent loss of 3 racks. We're not worried about that. We did have a winning streak, and this is where I started noticing the the spread was moving ever so wide, maybe 1 or 2 pips, where it wouldn't let my program execute the trades. Sometimes I would actually see the price exactly where my program was to execute the trade, but it didn't execute the trade. And then I was having that problem for no, this one, I think this one was okay. Let me see. Yeah, this one was okay. That's a loss. We're not worried about that one. This one was a win. And then the last two trades was news, which it never touched my price, but it entered into the losing trade. Then yesterday where it I think did the same thing where it went down to my what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday? Yesterday, oh yeah, it didn't trigger my trade by a little bit again, and it entered the losing trade. And then now I'm noticing this common error, and I record. So what I do is I stream every day. So I have video footage of what's happening every single time. I recorded my videos and I have the case. All right, guys. In a second, it's going to automatically trade for me. And you'll be able to see it. Let's see in the next 20 seconds. Let me prepare myself so you guys can accurately see everything you need to see. Let me go ahead and put screen record on my phone. In the next 10 seconds, it's going to automatically trade. What you're going to see is, if I zoom out right here, this yellow arrow right here is going to move all the way over here, and these red and green lines are going to adjust. This just is going to put price. You see? Boom. And let me zoom in for you. As you can see, the trades have automatically placed themselves. Um, Let me zoom in for you guys. Wow, the trade automatically placed itself. The yellow arrow identifies the ADM candle open. The black line identifies the ADM candle open price, which is 1.15743. And then the blue line identifies my buy stop right here, where I gonna enter in the trade. So based on the ADM candle open, I'm gonna either enter a buy if price moves 5 pips above that price, or sell if price moves 5 pips below that price. Whichever one of the buy or the sell stop that is triggered, the program is going to automatically delete the opposite one. So if I get into a buy, it's going to delete the sell pending order. If I get into a sell, it's going to delete the buy pending order, so I don't accidentally enter in a buy and a sell at the same time. And then after that, we're going to look for 5 pips in profit. So if I'm going to buy, I'm going to look for price to move 5 pips further. And then I will close 75% of the position. And I'm going to leave 25% of the position for just in case markets decide to trail or to move in my direction. So I know that markets usually moving 10 pips every day. I know I could grab 10 pips of movement. Technically it's 5 pips. 10 pips is no, it's 10 pips. Technically, it's 5 pips profit. No, it's 5 pips to the order and then 5 pips to the profit. So it's 10 pips in range. And then anything else after that is going to be extra icing on the cake. That's where I have my trailing stop. That is ATR based. That's going to follow price just in case it wants to explode in my profit. Or if it wants to reverse, it's going to lock in profits. And as you can see, price is moving. Let me go down to the 1 minute, maybe you can see it better. And I can go ahead and zoom in. As you can see, price is heading towards that blue line, which is my buy stop. And if we could get into that buy, we're gonna want price to continue moving up to this green line where I'm gonna take some of the money off the table, put it in the account, and then let 25% of the position trail. Like I said, we do have news at 8:30, so it's probably gonna range in between the upper 10 pips or the lower 10 pips. Um, and and it's gonna automatically close based off of how markets are going to move. So yeah, so let me go back to speaking about this trade history because it really, 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 really does upset me as to like what's going on here. I understand spreads, but when the spread is against my favor, when I have to when my trade has to hit a stop loss, or when my trade is a loser, there's no problem with the spread. The spread is fine. It's gonna do what it has to do. But when it's time for me to win, or when it's time for me to get into a trade or do a partial close, the spread doesn't work. The spread works early and in advance when it's time for me to lose, but late and not at all when it's time for me to win. And I don't think that is okay. And then I have too much screen recordings of this occurrence happening for it to say it's a coincidence. I have screen recordings where this, all right, this is the price that I'm gonna get in at. This is the price that markets are at now. Markets will come right here on the price, right? Well, let me do it like this. Right here on the price, it'll come right here on the price and don't do anything. It doesn't execute any of the trades. But let's say this is my stop loss, right? And this is price. Price is gonna do like this, and it'll be right here, and then it'll execute the trade. Or if it has slippage and this is my stop loss, it'll come right here and execute the trade, and I lose more money than I was supposed to. But when it's right here on top of each other, they can't execute my trade. Nah, I'm not going for it. The first time, not a problem. The second time, I was iffy. Then when it was okay, we have high impact news. I don't have a problem with there being high impact news. But when it's high impact news and it's time for me to get into the trade, my en- mm, my entry, it won't do it, right? But when it's high impact news and I'm going to get into the wrong side of the trade, this is going to be the price. Well, let's say this is the price. This is my entry, and this is the price of the markets. It's going to enter me right in here. It didn't even get close. But when it's on top of it, it doesn't do it. And these are two high impact news days. You can't say, oh, it's because one was high impact news and one was a regular day. No, 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 no. Both of them were high impact news days. Both of them move with the same amount of volatility, but when it comes to me being wrong, yeah, I could do it. So that's really pisses me off. So yeah, I hope I win the case. And I talking to these people. I don't went to three representatives on the chat on the website. They saying they sent me an email. I ain't never received no email from them. Um, whatever. But I do know that my strategy works. I know my program works. I know there is some kinks in my program that I have to work on. I do have to work on the spread. I'm working on different methods that are going to give me better executions. Probably gonna, after this, I'm gonna go on to a different form instead of trading CDFs, quote unquote forex, I'm gonna start trading futures. So futures is different where I don't think they have spreads in futures. Whatever the price is the price that you get. And I really believe that once you elevate as a trader, most traders that elevate, they either go to real banks, real regulated banks in the United States or in Europe, and not these stupid brokers or prop firms, and or they move on to futures where they have better what you call it, spreads and stuff like that, and there's no issues with executions. Especially since I'm a scalper, I need the best executions. Especially because I'm using a program, I need the best executions. And then you don't know until you know. So I guess. I guess it's something I'm deal with. And then I believe I'll deal with more problems as time goes by. All I do is gotta stick with it. Just believe in the program, believe in what I'm doing. I see the potential. Let's look at the potential. Let's look at the potential right here. So I don't have to talk about it. Let's look at the potential. All right, let's start from the beginning. The beginning, I did have little errors where the timing was off on the program because I didn't know that my time wasn't the time that my broker was on. Now you see I have a virtual private server. My virtual private server is in Sydney, Australia. The time of the markets is in Sydney, Australia, so it's more aligned. As well as what I was gonna say, as well as the timing, military time. So 8 a.m. my time is 1500 broker time. So I had to recalibrate the program, and I had to recalibrate my indicators as well to that time. So once I got that figured out, the next day I won the trade, and then this is a calculated loss. A calculated loss is a loss that happens where you did everything right, but the market moves against you. A bad loss is that you did something wrong, whether the market moved against you or the market moved for you. That's a bad loss. Or yeah, so that was calculated loss, not a problem. Then I recouped it where I went for a 1-to-1 instead of a partial close. So now I'm back to a positive. This one, I believe it was something to do. Okay, guys, I didn't let you guys see it, but if I go to my trade, it recorded on my phone, so that's good. So if I go to my trade right now, you heard the notification. I have notifications on every 10 pips and then 5 pips above and below the 8 a.m. candle open. As you can see, I'm in a buy position. The sell pending order is now gone, and we're expecting markets to move forward 10 pips. Give me 5 more pips where I'm gonna do my partial close. So as you can see, the program automatically trades by itself, places the trade by itself. Now I'm gonna show you the program managing the trade by itself. So if we could get to this green line up here, we'll be able to see I like this. We'll be able to see the program close 75% of my position, leave 25 of the position still on. So I believe like what, 275, 1995 is gonna, that's my birth year, is gonna turn into maybe like 495 or something like that. Something like that. Um, whatever 25% of 1995 is. Excuse me. Do 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 do. Yeah, and then it's going, you're gonna see, you see where it stays to the left right here where my mouse is, where it says say stop loss. If markets move in my favor a little bit, I don't know where the ATR is right now, but it's gonna move the stop loss up to lock in my profits or to at least clears the break even for the 25% partial close. So yeah, we do have 20 more minutes until what? 20 more minutes until news, so we could go ahead and wait for that. And then now back to my rant. Bring this all the way back up, show my trade history. All right, cool. So boom, this one was the VPS. So I work and stuff like that, right? So the reason I created a program was I wanted the program to trade like me while I'm at work because I work on boats. I'm not able to periodically check the charts, manage the trades, close the trades, enter the trades, and everything. So I created a program to trade for me, and then I put the program on a virtual private server. I don't know if I had the VPS yet. I don't know if I had the virtual private server yet, but I didn't have the virtual private server yet. I had it on my computer. I was leaving my laptop, which is I have a super powerful laptop. Not anymore because it's tripping right now. I try to clean it, so I'm testing it. It's not tripping out right now. So, well, I cleaned my laptop. I replaced the battery, and it took all the dust off the fan. Now it's running a lot better. It was running pretty slow because I have a super powerful laptop. I was wondering why it couldn't run streaming and Zoom at the same time without lagging and the fan was running hard. Come to find out, there's a lot of dust. Side story. Let me get off the side quest. All right, cool. So when you're running the program, you have to leave the computer on. The program cannot run if the computer is off. So usually before I started, you can see I was only training for a few days here, but usually when I go to work, I would before I had the program, I would turn off my computer and go to work. Then I had the program, I would leave my computer on and go to work. But I still had the muscle memory where I left the program on and everything like that. And I think I shut off the computer and then the program was shut and I think I think it closed the trade or whatever like that. I don't know what happened. I think that happened one of those days. It had to been either I closed the VPS or I shut down my computer or something like that. Yeah, and then look at this. Then I went on a 12-day winning streak. That means for more than 2 weeks straight, every single day I want to trade. Every single day I want to trade. That's not common. I want to say that's not common. With a negative risk reward strategy, you can accomplish that. You can accomplish more than 12 days. But still, for like the regular trader, for regular entry level trader, they're not winning 12 days. So I want 600, 500, 2 grand, 500, 700, 900, 800, 4 grand, 1100, 800, 1600, 800, 12 winning days back to back. That's when I was like, all right, I'm on to something. The back test was working, but this is good news. Then I already knew based off my back test that you're gonna have winning streaks and you're gonna have losing streaks. You're gonna have really long winning streaks, but you're gonna have big losing streaks that are shorter. Oh shoot. So as you can see, if you look at the bottom of the screen, we just closed for $748. Let me bring that back down for you. Come on, come back down. So we closed partial position. Like I said, the volume changed from 1995 to 499. The profit a little bit. As you can see, we have the where we closed the trade at. We have my stop loss has moved from all the way in the bottom all the way to up here. And if price decides to continue moving in my favor, then we are going to hold on. I'm not touching it. It could take me out if it wants to. I just wish that happened a little bit later. We do have 15 minutes. I don't want it to come back down to my price. Look at what it's gonna do. It's gonna try to close my partial. But if it does that, that's market's business. It's not my business. I think I'm gonna close in a second. Yeah, it closed a position. I'm up markets. And then we're gonna let news run. So today I made $942.61, and we did that in 14 minutes. So we made $748 for 75%, and then we made $194.61 for 25%. And I do think that markets is going to rally higher, but that's not my opinion to make because I got stuff to do. That's what it is. I think we're back. We're gonna be back on a winning streak, and this winning streak right here, I gotta be more aggressive. I can't just leave the profits on the table. But I'm not going to change my strategy not until next week because whatever plan that I have for the week, I don't change it within the week. I have to wait to the end of the week to work on and plan out how I'm gonna do everything. I don't just start making up trading decisions midweek or mid trade or midday. That's how mistakes happen. You always think that markets are moving in your favor, and the markets are never for you. So back to my rant before I close for today, since we're out of the markets. Yeah. So boom, that so I was talking about the winning streak. So I had that 12 winning streak and I knew that I was gonna have a losing streak that was coming up. The losing streak could either be 1 to 3 losing trades in a row. I never really it's really rare to get more than or I never seen it when I back tested more than 3 losing trades in a row. And that's what was happening. And those are what calculated losses, not something that not any error that I made, not a manual loss, right? So the calculated loss was here. I had no problem. I was already up, what, a few grand, like 8 grand or something like that or more. I think it was like 10 grand. So I lost that one. Then the next day I lost another trade. I wasn't afraid of having any problems. I knew that maybe the next day I would lose one more trade and then we'll go back to the winning streak. But the next day after that, we went back and won 1,000. The next day we won 956. Then the next day we won 1,500. The next day, I'm telling you, I'm at this point, I'm in a euphoria. I'm thinking I'm that guy feel like I'm that guy for sure. I'm like, yo, the back test was it. The strategy's working. Blah, blah, blah. Boom, boom, boom. I'm him. Let's go. Let's go for these millions, man. Let's go license this. Let's go. Next day, 1,100. This one, I think this one, I might have made I might have made the error, or it was a break even trade where I had the partial close, and then the partial close wasn't enough for the ATR, so we had break even. All right, I wasn't ready with that, right? Then we had a win. Then we had another win. Then we had I don't know if that's the same thing, like the partial close or what. No. This one was okay. This one I know what's happening. Let me make sure it's the same day. Let me make sure it's the same. Okay, this one was. Uh, I believe that this one was. I didn't trust it anymore because of S trade. I'm like, yo, I was supposed to be taking out the trade, but I didn't understand how the ATR was working. Markets moved 5 pips, but the ATR was at 7 pips. So even though we had the partial close, the my stop loss didn't move to above break even or a little bit in profit. My stop loss didn't move. So I was like, yo, what's going on? So I closed the entire, that's what I did. I closed the entire position, and then I tried to trail it myself by putting on a 3 lot trade. And then I got scared and I just closed it for a negative 60. Then the next day, we won. We had a big trade. I think it was news that day. I think that this was, yeah, that was the NFP day. So this is NFP. This was NFP. So whenever NFP and it goes in your direction, you get positive slippage, which is cool. Whatever. Um, and then I won 2,400. And no, that wasn't it. Okay, that was news, which positive slippage. That was cool. And this was NFP, right? Was it? Okay. I don't remember what day that one, but that was a great winning trade. No problem. We made $2,400. This one, okay, yeah. This one was NFP, but it was we had this was 4th of July week. So NFP lands on a Friday, but 4th of July was on a Friday, so they moved NFP up to Thursday. And then I took it and so if it was a buy and a sell, right? So if I have the buy order here and my sell order here, price went up to the buy order by 1 pip. Remember, when it's time for me to execute trades, and it's right on top of each other, no fucking problem. It don't want to execute. It went 1 pip, but it executed the buy, and then it was like 8:29, and at 8:30 pulled it all the way down. It wasn't even a little down. It tripled the size of it, maybe doubled in some change the size of my original stop. So this is my stop loss. It went like right here. So I lost 9 grand on one trade. This is when the bullshit started. This was a calculated loss, not a problem. Then we went back to the winning streak. In my head, I'm like, all right, cool. We lost what? How much? 9 plus 3 is gonna give you 11. We lost 12 grand in 2 days. We was up 17 grand. Like right here, we're up 17 grand. We need only 3 grand to pass the challenge. And my boy was like, man, it's a weird week. You got 4th of July, which moved NFP to Thursday, bro. Either don't trade or lower it. I'm like, bro, can't not trade or lower it because when I back tested, I traded through holidays and I traded through NFP. So I have to do what I tested. I don't want to do anything outside of what I tested. Then I won't be able to know is it the strategy that's not working or is it at me that's fucking the shit up. When I say man, when I say spread is ridiculous, it was dumb. Lost 12 grand. Cool, no problem. All right, cool. We have a losing streak. We're in a losing streak, and then the winning streak's gonna come back, and I'm gonna do what? I'm maybe gonna do 12 or more days back to back wins. I did it last time, or maybe 8 to 9 back to back wins, and we can recoup it at least some, right? So boom, we won 856, no problem. Boom, we won 1900. Okay, we got it. Boom, we won 1400. And then, like I said, the bullshit started. The bullshit started. The bullshit. And now so this morning was the first time my account in a month since I had it went below. Was it the first time? No, this is nah, I can't say it's first. The first time was when we went below $200,000 was the third day. Uh, first time in a long time, which I'd say was a month, that we went below $200,000. So this morning we was like 199,499. Um and yeah, we had these two was those two bullshit losses, and we just made almost close to a grand. And now we're back up to 200,342. Whatever. And then next week I'm gonna come with a new plan to be more aggressive because even throughout all of these trades right here, there was a lot. When I say it was a lot of money to be made that I left on the table, it was a lot of money to be. I could have in all of these trades if I would have been more aggressive, I would have passed the challenge and I probably would have been on my way to having the first payout. But I took it slow. I took it conservative for reasons like this. You have to let the bullshit show itself, especially when it comes to prop firms where they paid what $1,200 for this account. Paid $1,200 this account to pass the challenge and have access to $200,000. So once I make 20 grand, I pass the challenge. Once I make $10,000, I pass the verification. The verification is to make sure that the 20 grand that you made wasn't a fluke. So you got to do it twice, but with half of the profit target. And then once I make that 10 grand after making the 20 grand, they give me access to the 200 grand theoretical money. And then whatever profit I make on top of that, let's say I make another 20 grand, right? I was verified and everything like that. We're gonna have an 80-20 profit split, which means that I don't know what, let's say 10 grand, which the math is easier. If I make 10 grand, and the payout time comes, they're gonna refund me the $1,200 or give me the option to buy another 200K account, and then they're gonna split the 10 grand, 8 grand for me, and then they keep 2 grand. And I probably would have been on that if I would have been more aggressive. But like I was trying to say is that prop firms, and these challenges that you're taking and um and all these other stuff, right? The bullshit is gonna show itself, even with the program in itself. The program is relatively new that I created. I took it conservative so that the issues could show themselves. I'm not gonna put all my eggs in one basket, or I'm not gonna just be euphoric and think that everything is perfect. I'm gonna do this calculated, so I treat little, so that I can notice the problems. Like I fix a lot of issues with the program. There's a few more issues with the program that I have to fix in a different version that I have to update it to, so that I could be able to trade futures as well. So I gotta make a different one. Um, and then the issues with the spread. I would not known the issues with the spread if I didn't take my time. I would have known had to get like a virtual private server if I didn't get a time. I would have known a lot of things if I didn't give it time. So that's what it is. And another thing to add, I want to add is that summer. So right now between June, July, and August is going to be what we call summer markets. So they say a lot of hedge fund banks traders are not in the markets. So markets are going to be moving crazy as well as the volatility is going to be low. So throughout the days where there's no high impact news, where markets aren't going to be moving 50, 60, 100 pips a day like it would on a in the regular season or outside of summer, right? So right now we're in summer, so I'm calculating that. So if I can do good through summer, if I could fix all my issues through summer, if I could figure out how to make more profits through summer, once we get out of summer, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Markets are going to be more structured. Less bullshit is gonna be happening, though bullshit always happens, especially with Donald Trump in the White House. Um, Let me check the time. And then moves are going to be bigger, and I'm going to be a more experienced trader, and I'll be more experienced with using the program. And I would have been, and that's why I go on the live stream. I'm able to watch in real time how markets is moving. Now, when you go in a back test and you're on TradingView and you're testing strategies and stuff like that, you're not really seeing and going through the motions of the market. Like emotionally. You get what I'm saying? Watching how the tick. So when you're back testing, all you get is these static candles. They don't move. They're already closed. But when you're live trading, you can see it going up, down, fluctuating, so on and so forth. So that's good for me and my mental, as well as my mind or my reticular activating system in my brain is identifying and storing patterns. So now I'll see, okay, markets did this, market moved like this, stuff that you can't see when you're back testing. And okay, I'll know how to take action and everything like that. As you can see right here, if I wanted to be more aggressive and move my trading stop, I would have lost profits because as you can see, markets is fluctuating now. Um, it might go down. You never know. I don't think it's going to go down. For me, my theoretical stop loss is going to be right here. Whatever markets do within this range right here is perfectly fine for it to, I believe, what we broke structure. We made a bullish engulfing, it might retest support or retest something around this area and then pivot back up. If we take a broader view of what actually happened to markets, we are at support right here. We might be able to dip down a little bit lower within this range. And if we find a rejection here, we will continue to move higher. Now on a bigger scale, let's go on a daily scale. No, 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 we don't need daily scale. We can go back to the hourly scale and just zoom out some. You don't need to zoom out that much. There we go. As you can see, this is the previous. I want to see. I want to make double check. Lower low. I would say this is the previous low, and that's the high point. So we have all of this range to make up if we want to go bullish. Or we could break this low and continue the downtrend because that's what we're in right here. This is a big liquidity grab right here. So yesterday, man, I don't know who was trading yesterday. If you was trading midday, it's either you made a lot of money or you lost a lot of money. Because we had this big move down and we had this even bigger move to the upside. Let me see if I could find support, previous support level. Yep, right here. If you call this a support level, nah, it dipped down. It dipped down. Nah, it took liquidity. Took liquidity from that support level, spiked back up, took liquidity up here and then brought it back down. So yeah, it's a lot of bullshit going on. That's why I take my little 10 pips and I get the fuck out the markets. And I noticed that over time, there's only a few of my trades that actually run on to be big winning trades. The majority of them end up being bullshit. As you can see, we are back to the entry. And then this is going to be the 8 a.m. candle open right here. So that's what the market's going to do. It's almost, oh, well, we're going to have news in a few seconds, and I want you guys to see how markets move during news. Though the best news events already happened, which is CPI, PPI, which is the last 2 days, we do have news, and it might move, or it might move a little bit later throughout the day, but I'll just leave the stream on until 8:30. All right, there go news. Oh yeah, look at the spread on that one. The entry price and the spread. Watch that red line and the distance between that red line and the gray line. Nah, this is definitely bullshit right here. There you go. Complete pivot. If it touched right here, then I was right for not moving my stop loss. It's a lot of support down here, so I don't know how if it's gonna move. But you see how I'm speaking right there? I don't know. I think support. No, no, no. Yeah, okay. So I was right for not moving my stop loss. Almost. Yeah, market is melting. Yep, yep, yep. Let's look at this little one right here. This little guy. Little guy. Little account here. He made another what? $2.53. No, 2.46. And just let it be. I ain't touching that shit for nothing. Nathan. Nathaniel. And that's it for today, man. We out the markets. You see how volatile news move. When I get people in a stream that's longer, then I will go ahead and stream longer and show you guys technical analysis. Um, I can show you some now, I guess. I'll show you some technical analysis right now. 'Cause I gotta do it anyways, and then I gotta work on some other things. I give you an example of what I imagine this live stream should be. Man, I need this. I need to put the can't put this camera in a different location because it make it like I ain't got no hair. Make it like I ain't got no hair behind and I'm bald. So I just installed this webcam light or whatever like that, and it's nice, but it generates heat. It generates heat, and then it's cool in the house, but Even when you can have AC on, bro, it's just that it's like putting a light bulb on your forehead. I don't know. They talking about these soft lights, bro. I want to go on Amazon find a light that is cool because this is my third light, and once you turn it on, you start sweating, and I don't want to turn on no fan or anything like that. I have the fan on. You probably could hear it. Is a very small hum, but I'll turn on that other fan. You don't want to hear that one. I have a fan and a ceiling fan. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys. All right, so this, if you don't, you should follow me on Instagram or yeah, follow me on Instagram, which is kng.keikos. You'll be able to go look at my reels and then see how what I'm looking at right here and how the technical analysis. So right now 8 a.m. has passed. I'm gonna move now. Aside from technical analysis, now I'm doing trading analysis. So those are I don't even want to get into that. That's a whole hour lecture right there. So instead of I'm not looking at the markets to say, oh, it's bullish, bearish, in the trends or anything like that. Now I'm dividing price proportionately to see where the money is at, how to calculate the money from the pips, yeah. I don't know how to articulate that right now. So what I'm doing here is I'm drawing my start. You know how you have a start line in a track meet? Let me update the color for this one. No, let me make my first, and then I'm gonna change the color. So yesterday was a winning trade. Yeah, yesterday was a winning trade theoretically, but I lost it because of these stupid motherfuckers. But that's neither here nor there. Winning trade, and it was a bearish winning trade. All right, cool. All right, boom, boom, boom. I can even let me take my trading range lines. All right, using these lines right here, I am going to build myself my trading range. So I trade between a 20 pip range because I know that every day from 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. markets will move at minimum at least 20 pips every single day. Doesn't matter what type of day it is, consolidation, bullish, bearish, summer, winter, fall, spring. You're going to get at least 20 pips. But I trade within 10 pips of range. Give me a minimum of 10 pips, but at least 20 pips in range. And then we can make money. And whatever you do after that is your business. If you want to take my my trailing position, you can take it. But I know that I'm in and out the markets within that 10 20 pip range, and I'm done. Anything else out of there, I can't expect. I can't guarantee I'm just gonna do that for you. All right. I see what I have to do now. Let me get my notebook out. I just got a pretty good idea. Ah, you see, I got these screen recording 30 minutes, 40 minutes, hours. I gotta delete a lot of these screen recordings to free up space on my phone. I'm lucky to, I think this was a 556 half a terabyte. It's not a, yeah, this is half a terabyte. It's not 1,000, half a terabyte. And I'm losing a lot of space for screen recording. And this one, since they're on the cloud, my next one is doing the same thing, but I think this one is 128 gigs. I think. A great idea, man. You gotta when it comes. Okay, I'll give you this tip, and I'm gonna try to continue giving this tip over and 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 over again. Routine. When it comes to trading, routine. If you need a routine to stop, don't 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 do what I did for many very very long. Don't think that you're better than the program. You're not better than the program. You will never be better than the program, and the program is going to show you that you're not better than the program. You need a strict routine. You need to do the same thing the same way every day. That's how you become a good trader. Because if you're not having, if you don't, even if you have a program, even if you have a robot and algorithm, you still have to do the same thing the same way every day. When it comes from the time you wake up to the time you stop trading, you have to do the same thing the same way every day. I'm not talking about trading the same. No, no, no. You have to wake up the same way at the same time. You have to do the same morning routine when you wake up. It is 1000% times 1000% plus infinity to the fifth power mandatory that you work out in the morning. You have to work out and you have to push yourself while you're working out. You have to complete workout goals while you're working out. This is the mental part of the game. Once you get the strategy, it doesn't change. Once you get the program, it doesn't change. Once you start making money, it doesn't change. You have to change. You have to keep getting better within yourself, and then it's going to express itself in your trading. You have to work out. You have to push yourself when you're working out. And then you have to have a routine every day. And then the last thing, the key, routine, working out is mandatory. Journaling is mandatory. You have to document everything from your life and your thoughts, and your problems and your finances. You have to document that. Your trading, your execution, your errors. You have to document that. Your psychology, what you're thinking, how you feel, how you react. You have to document that. Without documenting that, you cannot track what's wrong, fix what's wrong, improve on what's good. I said it to you. If you do it, you do it. If you don't do it, you don't do it. Just know what I said and then compare it to your results. That's it. Tried for over 5 years to do what the fuck I wanted to do. There was times, I'm not gonna lie, there was times where I got into a routine. I'm the type of person where I have to it's 0 to 100 with me. I have to do it or I'm not gonna do it at all. And there's time where, I wouldn't say you can say fall off, but yeah, when you fall off and then you get back on, you fall off, you get back on. For me, my challenge, especially when I go off, I trade, I fall off and get back on, is started learning that I I'm gonna fall off, no problem. Or I in the future I have to take vacations, or I have to figure out pockets of time where I'm gonna get all my bullshit out my system, because I end up trying to be consistent and be disciplined all the time, and while all that bullshit is building up, building up, building up, and then it explodes. So I have to figure out. So you have to be consistent, release, be consistent, release. And you talking about busting a nut, but be consistent, release. Yes. So the routine is very, very important. You heard it here first, because I had somebody that told me the same thing, and not until I just gave up. You get, and once you're tired of being tired and you tired of getting beat up by the markets, you give up and then you try it and you give it a shot and you realize that what they were telling you was true. So yeah, that's very important. Now back to what I was gonna show you guys with oh yeah, that's what I was saying with the journal. So whenever I got an idea, write it down in the journal. Journal your day, journal your activities, stuff like that. Very, very important. Okay, back to my trading range. So I built my little trading range based off of what I can expect from the markets. And then I use that in my trading analysis to not only document how the markets move outside of MT5 because MT5 is a horrible charting platform. I do it on TradingView. And that's how I review. And now I'm gonna go back after when I'm done with you guys. I'm gonna go and review. I'm gonna review 6 months worth of trades because I gotta build a come tracking system that I'm not gonna discuss right now. To complicate it. To make my strategy better. So today markets opened at, I'll use this one hour for my 1500 million. All right, 1500. Hacking stupid. Oh, it's still 8 a.m. Interesting. It's still 8 a.m. That's crazy. Markets open at 1.15743. Remember, I said my black line was the 8 a.m. candle open price. Then I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my calculator. I don't have to. I have all these. I have all. Nah, let's put a calculator just for the sake of the. I have all of it on the MT5. Those are the lines that you see on the MT5. I'm just recreating them right here on my trading view. 1.15743 plus 0.0005. So that's how you 0.005 is 5 pips expressed on charts. Remove this over. Paste, paste, paste. Then if I take that number and I subtract 0.001, which is 10 pips, it's gonna give me 5 pips below the entry price. So you go 5 pips below and another 5 pips. 5 plus 5 is 10, and that's gonna give me where to put my sell stop line. Adjust a little bit. Oh yeah, and then it makes my nose, the light bar makes my nose sweat. So I have to keep rubbing my nose, and it looks like I do coke or something. All right, and then I could do 5, 10, 15. If I add 15 pips plus 0.0014. I'm confusing the shit out you. I know I am. I got where I'm gonna put my first bullish line, which is also 10, which is 1.15743 plus 10 pips. Just yeah, I'm confusing you guys. That's why I want you guys to join the Zoom so you can be on here and I can go ahead and like take my time and explain to you what I'm doing. And if I subtract 0.002, that'll tell me where my first bearish line should be. Huh? And I used this one from yesterday so I could go ahead and put it closer to where price actually is at. You see, I went grab liquidity and pushing back up. Master bullshit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and identify. So basically, what my trade is based off. Okay, I could put that in there. I want a minimum of 10 pips move, a minimum of 10 pips move in less than an hour. Sometimes it doesn't do unless for what basically what I'm saying is my trade is gonna happen in here and close in here. So I'm gonna, as you can see, what happened was, let me explain it to you, right? what happened was, if I take this the black dot is going to represent indiscriminately if I hit a buy stop or a sell spot. As you can see, markets move 5 pips. I put this black dot here to indicate that I have entered into a buy position at this price. I could go ahead and change the color of this box to green to indicate that today I entered a buy position. And then as you can see, price move another 5 pips, meaning that I close partial, which is 75% of my position here. I'm going to indicate that with a green dot. And that would change this box to green as well, which means that we had a bullish trade and the bullish trade won for a profit. Um, Everything's color coordinated. Once you color coordinate things, and your brain will be able to if I look at it visually and know exactly what's happening without looking at any numbers at all. So we had a bullish trade, and I did close the trade for a profit. And the top and the bottom of the box is the range. The left and the right of the box is the duration. So it's an hour long. And we have some nice pips. I'm not gonna measure it right now. We don't measure the box. You see what I did there? I shouldn't have did that. I just do that so I could keep editing. But usually we're not going to measure the high and low of the box or move the high and low of the box until price has left the time. So when at 9 a.m., this is when this box will be complete, and I can identify the official high and low of the box. Right now, for the session 2, which is the box I'm dragging right here, the official high and low of the box has not settled yet because price has not passed. It's not 5 p.m. yet, or yeah, past 5 p.m. But this is the unofficial. I just for visual purposes for me because I know what's going on. I moved it, but for you, don't move it. And then I could go ahead and identify more information that happens. Once we hit the first strike up here, markets went back down to 8 a.m. candle open. This is where I put my little double blue dot. This double blue dot is going to represent a reset of price. When price returns to the 8 a.m. candle open, or uh price goes from 10 pips up to 10 pips down, or from 10 pips down to 10 pips up, which is called a retest or a reset. You put this blue dot because it could be bullish or it could be bearish. So whether it moves up bullish and then back down bearish, I put a blue dot. If it moves bearish and then back up bullish, I'll put the blue dot. But if it moves bullish, I'll put that green dot. If it moves bullish again, I'll put a green dot. Bullish again, I'll put a green dot. Bullish again, I'll put a green dot. And then if it moves back down 10 pips, I'll put the blue dot. If it moves back down 10 pips again, that confirms the reversal of price, then I'll put a red dot. And as price moves, I'll be able to show you. I'll show you here. All right, so we confirmed that it's a bullish trade. We moved 5 pips, which is a complete 10 pips to the first level, which was 10 pips above the 8 a.m. candle open. It reversed 10 pips, so we got to reset. It went down another 10 pips. We could go ahead and confirm the reversal. I need another line to make sure that it moved another 10 pips lower. Let's subtract 10 pips. 0.001, so 6 minus 1 is 5. I'll go ahead and copy this right here. Paste, paste. And as you can see, price did not touch this line right here, so we don't have no dot. That means that price went back up, reversed again, and went up again, another 10 pips. And let's see where the next 10 pips or the second bullish level is going to be at. So 1.0.001. Okay, so we have to add 10 pips. So 8 plus 1 is 9. Tripping. And go ahead and copy that. Change the coordinates. And when price touches this line, we have our next green dot. And we have 8 more minutes until the 8 a.m. candle closes. All right. Ugh. Ugh. And then let me zoom out for you guys and show you guys the work ski. Reset. And as you can see, I have analyzed all of these days. And you guys don't want to see my other charts. As you can see, the more data I put on these charts, the slower that bitch moves because it's so much information that I have on the charts that it has to first to generate the data. It doesn't matter how fast your computer is at this point. It's on TradingView. Um, or maybe it depends on the computer. Well, yeah, if you see my other charts, bro, I've done this for years. Like I have years of data. Like 20, what, we in 2025, 2024, I analyzed the entire year, every single day, every single trade. Um, and it's not like just the trade. I analyze every bit of the data, every week, every day, every hour, down to every 5 minutes. And I've analyzed every single one, and I analyze them multiple different types of ways, multiple different types of. When you talk about 10,000 hours, you don't know nothing. Yeah, so now I need to go ahead and analyze from this week all the way to the beginning of January. And I'm going to go ahead and try to find more patterns to see how I could maximize my profits. And that's something I'm going to do later. All right, I'm gonna end the stream at I'll end the stream at 9. End the stream at 9. I gotta go to yeah, that's what I want to do next. Like I gotta be able to do stuff. I'm gonna start reviewing. Okay, I could put that in here too. I want to start reacting to YouTube videos because that's like the only way I'm gonna be able to grow organically, grow not I don't want to say fan base, a community. And I have to make YouTube videos based off of trading videos, so I don't want just random people. I need traders and stuff like that. All right, cool. Um, I gotta put reaction videos plus clip. So I see on TikTok the new thing is clips. And I see now you can react to clips. So I'm gonna react to YouTube videos and then I probably see if I can make them into clips. Cause I think that's how you grow fan bases. I think so. Yeah, man, and every day, like this one dude say, man, Andre Diaz, let's throw it out there. I ain't gonna gatekeep. Andre Diaz is a great, great young nigga, little nigga, man. Consistency is in him, bro. Just motivation is in him. He's a great speaker, communicator, teacher. Um, and then he'll say something like 1% a day. That's all you need. You don't have to just become 1% better every day, and you compound that, man. You're gonna be great after a few weeks, after a few months, after a few years, it just compound on top of compound. And that's what I'm trying to get to. 1%, 1% every day. Push yourself. You ain't gotta do big like when you're working out and let's say you do 10 push-ups, do the 11 or do 10 and a half. Just push yourself that 1%. 1% and then working through the pain. That's a lot another thing. Working through the pain, working through disappointment. Being able to continue your routine even though you're in a losing streak or you're in a losing day or you're having a bad day. You understand what I'm saying? Like all these things are important. And I'm telling you, you're gonna try to ignore it. You're gonna try to cut corners. You're gonna try to do it your way. You're gonna think that you're the exception to the rule. The universe will teach you. I'm telling you, boy, that's one of the best teachers. But you go to school, college, you have parents, siblings, friends, family members. They all try to teach you. The best teacher, the number one teacher, with the best success rate is life and the universe. It's gonna teach you the lesson, and it's gonna keep giving you the same lesson over and over and over. It don't get tired. It don't get tired getting the same lesson. Unless you want to learn the lesson, you're gonna keep making the same mistakes. And what I'm trying to say, the definition of sanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. A lot of niggas insane. In certain areas of my life, I'm definitely insane. With these hoes, I'm definitely man. Einstein gave up on me when it came to these hoes. Yeah, man. And then who would have known it? I would say like if you're on your trading journey, you're trying to become a consistently profitable trader, making your branding, not branding, like self-branding, creating a trading community, getting your name out there, getting your work out there, or even in your community or whatever, in your hometown and stuff like that. Forgot my train of thought. Oh yeah, yeah. Learn social media marketing, bro, or have money invested for a marketing team to do it. Shit, if I would have known, man, I thought that after I learned how to trade and do all this other stuff, that it'll be cakewalk showing people. You can't even show people MC5 with $1 billion on it. Half of them don't even understand. But even the color blue, I feel like the color blue throw them off. If it was at least green like money, they'll be like, okay, that's profit. Man, you show these people MC5 and the money that's on the MC5. You gotta explain to them what they're looking at. Show them a chart, bro. These people brain hurt, bro. People couldn't wait to get out of school. You think they want to learn all this, learn something 100 times more difficult, and then you say that not only do you have to pass the test, you have to act right, you have to wear a uniform, and your uniform got to be clean. Or I'm just giving like a comparison or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas barely pass school, and you're gonna tell them that you got to do this, which is harder. Um, you have to get you when you get an F on the test, it's okay, or when you get your ass beat, it's okay. It's just it's a lot of cognitive dissonance when it comes to that trading stuff that a lot of people don't understand. But once you do start making all that bread and you start printing that money and you start showing them that lifestyle, man, they wouldn't do whatever. Well, they willing to say they willing to do whatever. Like they say that 95% of traders are consistently profitable. The rest of 5% or less of traders are consistently profitable. The rest of 95% is losing money. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, guys, that's right there. That is 9 a.m. I got stuff to do. I'm about to get about my business. And then see you guys tomorrow. I feel like today was a good day. Not because I won the trade, but because like my setup. You see, I got my light, I got OBS running. I don't have to use Zoom anymore. I fixed my laptop. The laptop speed. It's not my laptop not crying anymore. It's not lagging anymore. I'm live streaming on multiple platforms. Journal, man. Consistency is very important. Life's getting better. Little bit by little bit every day, man, and just enjoy the process. See you guys.